The purpose of my program is to have the user enter a letter and then print all the countries that start with that letter. So when the green flag is clicked, it will first reset and then say, I will show you all the countries starting with the letter you want. And then it will ask for the user input. And then it will check if the answer is indeed a text and check if the user enter a single letter. So it will check if the length of text is equal to 1. If it is, it will set the variable letter to answer set my list to the data we have. The it will set my list to an empty list. It will set my list to an empty list. And then it will say searching, please wait for a few seconds. And then it will go through each item of the list that stored all the countries. And for each iteration, if the starting letter of the country is equal to the user input, it will add that item to the list just that we just created. And then if the name after that, after we go through each items on the list, if the length of my list equals to 0, that means there's no country starting with the letter of the user input. It will say there are no countries that are starting with that letter, and then stop the script. So after the if block, we'll say that means after the if block, if this code execute, that means this block did that means this returned false. That means we do have items on our list. Then it will print all the list, print all the items from the list we created one by one. So, and this is the else block of the outer if else. So that means if the user entered something wrong, if the user entered a number, if the user entered a special character, or if the user entered something that the name, if the name of the user input is not equal to 1, it will say sorry, invalid input for 2 seconds. Let's run it. You going through the data list, the data one by one. This will take a while. My code works by using a list to store the set of countries and go through the items, meaning the countries, using a loop. And we have another list to store the set of countries that start with the letter that the user entered and print them one by one using a loop. Hey, we got it. Printing all the countries starting with the letter U. Perfect timing. Uh, and if I if we didn't use a list in this code, we will have to set one variable for each country on the list, and then set one if block for every variable instead of using a loop. So the code would be very long and repetitive.